is New Day Northwest. Now, here's Margaret Larson.
Hey everybody, good morning. First up on New Day, a visit from multi-Grammy nominated instrumentalist Ottmar Liebert. His gorgeous melodies have garnered fans from all over the world. His album Nouveau Flamenco is the best-selling acoustic recording of all time. He is here for a weekend of shows at Jazz Alley with his band Luna Negra. Here with a solo performance, please welcome Ottmar Liebert. I have a feeling, come on over here so we can see you. It'll sound that way in heaven, I think. Something peaceful and lovely like that.
Thank you.
When we all get
Actually,
there.
the first time I played in Seattle was opening for Miles Davis at the Paramount Theater in 1990.
Kidding? Wow.
So.
Oh my gosh, what an experience.
Yes, absolutely. It was amazing.
Whoa. Well, we're very happy to have you back. Tell us a little bit about where you're from, when you first picked up a guitar.
I was born in Cologne, Germany. I asked for a guitar when I was 11, and I got one for Christmas, and it was a ploy. I really wanted to play electric guitar, and we lived in a tiny apartment, so I knew that was going to not happen. So I thought, you know, I'll pretend to play nylon string guitar for a while, and then I'll get an electric guitar.
It was the gateway to the
It was my gateway drug.
So did you ever get the electric guitar?
Oh, yeah.
You did?
I played in a rock band in Boston for like 6 years, and then moved to Santa Fe, and I was actually just helping a friend move back to Santa Fe, and I was like, I'm not going to live in a small town like that. But once I was there, I decided, you know, what do I really want to do? And he had a really terrible guitar at his house, and I hadn't played a nylon string guitar in a decade or more, and I just loved it. And I thought, whatever it's going to be, it has to be this.
So flamenco.
Well, it's the blues of the gypsies, right? Why does Eric Clapton play the blues? It's really the same thing. What makes flamenco so exciting is that it's really a melting pot in itself. You've got 600 years of Arabic rule in Spain, so most of flamenco is Arabic music. If you go and you meet an Arabic percussionist and you play flamenco, he knows all the rhythms.
That's interesting.
Because that's where they come from.
That's interesting.
Then there's another part that's really interesting. There's a whole group of rhythms. Everybody knows rumba. Tangos is another flamenco rhythm. Those were brought to Spain by sailors, Spanish sailors from the Caribbean. So they're actually related to salsa and reggae.
I love all the syncopation
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
involved in that kind of music. So your band is called Luna Negra, so Black Moon. Is that suggestive of the style of music you guys play?
No, I wanted to come up with a name, and I didn't come up in time for the first album. And then I was reading a poem by Federico Garcia Lorca about the spurs of the highwayman gleaming in the light of the black moon.
There you go.
And actually, in 1996, we opened for Santana in Phoenix one time, and it was a black moon.
I'm dead now. That I am officially slayed. I love Santana so much. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah,
I just had an outburst.
and it was the stage was actually facing the moon, and as we were playing, the moon went black because it was a
Wow.
What do you call that when the
An eclipse?
Yeah, it was an eclipse. That's the black moon.
So you've mentioned a couple of people you've performed with who are pretty spectacular. Who would you say has influenced you or taught you?
Well, it's a little bit, it's different things, and often I take inspiration not from other guitar players, because there seems to be, guitar playing can often become a sport. And you don't need to take a breath as you do with a trumpet or a saxophone, so you can just sort of go on. And I've never liked that. I like an arc to a melody, so I prefer listening to horn players and get an inspiration from their melodies rather than listening to guitar players. Piano is the same thing. If you wanted to, you don't have to stop anywhere.
You can just be incredibly
There's no
baroque.
breath, right? There's no breath involved. But I think that makes it more human when you feel that sort of melody.
So who are the other players who will be present at Jazz Alley?
John Gagan is the bass player. We've worked together since 1989, longer than most marriages, I suppose, including our own.
You don't look old enough to have been doing something with somebody since 1989, but go ahead.
And then Chris Steele plays drums and percussion, and he's amazing. He has a drum kit, but he also has a cajon, which just means box in Spanish, and that's what it is. It's now, famous as a flamenco instrument, but the funny history about it is that a flamenco guitar player from Spain was performing in Peru in the mid-'70s, I believe, or early '70s, and somebody said, "Hey, have you heard our national drum instrument, the cajon?" and showed him a bunch. He bought a few right on the spot, took them back to Spain. And so the cajon, again, we think it's a flamenco instrument. It's only been in flamenco since the mid-'70s.
You should write a book. This is really interesting
I've
stuff.
been thinking about
the influences of music, so that we understand that, what we're hearing and where
Or I
it came
could just
from.
go on talk shows.
Just come here every day. Thank you so much for coming on
You're
and
very
playing
welcome.
for us. That
Thank
was
you.
spectacular. Ottmar and his band performed tonight through Sunday at Dimitriou's Jazz Alley. And we've linked all the show times and tickets on our website for you, so please check it out. Glad you're in town.
Thank you.
Still ahead, a competitive runner shares his mission to tackle a grueling trail that spans nearly 2,200 miles in record time. We're going to find out if he made it or not after this quick break.